idea of the controlling hand when you're closing the gap on somebody. And are you using the controlling hand correctly? So we're just going to do simple pop and lock entries. So let's have Phil be in a fighting position here. Alright, so there's really 4 combinations of what you're doing. So the first thing is you're going to do pock punch or lock punch, whether you attack his right hand if I'm in the mirrored position, or in this case, if I'm in the opposite position, I'd be attacking with my left hand to his right hand. But the thing that you want to be sure that you're doing is that I'm using the front hand as the control hand, not coming here with the rear hand circling forward with that, okay? The front hand ultimately intercepts, the rear hand is going to be doing the strike. And I'm using the front hand to open the door so that the striking hand can come in. If I try to do something where I'm here and I'm going to use my rear hand incorrectly to come in and lock punch him like that, if I come in here, he has potential to block this a little easier. But if I come in this way and I attack that front hand first, I open the door clearly for the strike hand to get through. So that's the first thing that you want to make sure that you're doing, okay? Now, everything you do in Wing Chun is developmental for both parties. So the person who's doing the standing there, like Phil is in this case, he's not just there letting the partner, in this case me, just come in and pock punch. You don't want to develop the habit of his hand just kind of collapsing from that, all right? So when he's here and when he's really doing the drill, he's working on his connection with his arms to his body, and he's working on the stretch here and the stretch of the back. Okay, that's how you will fully connect the shoulder, by the stretch with the arm forward and the stretch of the body, the spine straight up and down, that vertical position. Then I can get the full connection of arm to body with that. And look at the difference of that. Now that when he's doing correctly, with the proper stretch here and the proper stretch with the vertical back, and I come in and push here, see how his body moves with that? Not just his arm collapsing. That's what the person who's just standing there statically is working on. It's what we call, inflating the balloon correctly, or putting the right tension. Not too little where it collapses, and not too much where it's too rigid where he wouldn't be able to potentially move and adjust off that. All right, but now we're talking about controlling hand, all right? So the 4 ways that you do this, we always want to attack the triangle from the outside in, meaning I don't want to come in here and go in the middle to attack that, or attack going from here. Now I'm attacking potentially from the inside of his triangle. I want to use my triangle to attack the outside of his triangle. Whether I do his right hand or his left hand, it doesn't matter. So the 4 ways I can do that. If I'm in the mirrored position here, and I want to attack his triangle using lap style, I come in forward here, lock punch. If I'm here, and I'm going to do pock style, now I'm going to do, in the mirrored position here, I attack his left arm and pock punch. If I'm in the opposite position and I do pock punch, now I'm attacking his rear hand with that. Pock punch here. If I'm going to do lap style with that, I'm coming in lap punch. Alright? So those are the 4 ways that you're going to do it. But remember, it's always the front hand that's going to be doing the control. So if I'm here, pock punch. If I'm this way, I come in, pock punch. Alright? The other thing, a couple more things that you want to think about when you do the control hand, all right, is I don't want the tip of the fingers to be the control. I literally think you are catching a ball, right? When I go to catch any ball, I'm not catching it with my fingertips. I'm not Odell Beckham Jr. and just barely make the miracle catch using 2 fingers and a thumb. All right, I want to make sure it's on my palm, and even more specifically the base of my palm, because that's what lines up with my wrist, forearm, ultimately connects so I can have my body behind it, supporting it going forward. So when I do the pock punch, I'm from here, and I come in this way. I don't want to be stiff with that and chopping at that. But I'm coming here, I catch. And I catch with that, the base of the palm, and I let the fingers naturally relax around that. Just like if I had a ball, I come in here, I catch using the base of my palm, and let the fingers naturally relax around that. If you've played any sports requiring you to catch something, you have done that, or hopefully you've done it that way. And that's how you're going to make the catch more successful, because now you are able to not control the ball. That's what you don't want to look at. You want to ultimately learn to feel yourself and maintain balanced control of yourself the whole time. And if you're just reacting in the moment and you do it correctly, yeah, that's what you're feeling. That balanced control, just like I catch the ball. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm here gripping the ball so tightly. You will learn to control yourself. So, when I'm here, I can do hot punch. Here, I can do lock punch. Or if I'm on this side, hot punch. If I'm on this side here, now with my left hand forward, opposite position, hot punch this way. So, now let's talk about the control hand and what you should feel from the person when you're applying the motion. Now, if the person's too loose, okay, let me say this first. Everything you do control hand wise should go forward towards the other person. I don't want to come in here and if I'm going to do Pak Sao, I don't want to Pak Sao off to the side. Okay? I don't want to come in here and Pak Sao this side, off to the side that way. I want to come in and here, so whether it's lock punch or Pak punch, I go forward, two hands, going to the target, which just for the ease of conversation, just think I'm going towards his sternum. It's an easy way just to visualize it until you get the more visceral feel of learning to feel the center of gravity and the body weight of the person. So now, if they have no tension in their arm and he's too loose, yeah, I just plow through and I'll come in and I'll lock punch that. But if he has some amount of tension, whether it's correct connection from his arm to his body or he's just stiff, all right? Then when you apply the Pak punch and I come in here and I apply the Pak, yeah, it'll affect his body. See how his body moves with that? And let's just say he stiffens up. Maybe it'll make the action a little bit more easier to see. When he stiffens up with that and I apply, see how it moves his body? Because he's too stiff to react. That's fine. But when I'm here and I apply that, I'm not just thinking, oh, I need to open the door. But what I'm really doing from here, if I'm controlling correctly, is that I'm here and I feel the tension from here, and if it's connected to his body, I feel his body weight right away. And then when I feel that body weight, I'm actually planting him by making him jam up by his lack of adjustment to that. And then I can come in, clear that line of attack. But I'm not just think I'm moving this out of the way, but I'm from here, I'm feeling, controlling his center of gravity from there, which will cause him to ultimately stick to me if he doesn't adjust correctly and control himself back to his balance point. And then I'm using that and opening up the clear line of attack. I don't want to come in here. If I don't open that line of attack, he could potentially block me with that front hand here. And then I've got to change and do something else with that. The last thing I want to talk about is when you're doing Pak punch or lap punch, is don't come in and stiff arm the guy. I don't want to come in here, let's say switch it right around please. Yeah. I don't want to come in here and think I stiff arm the guy this way, or I stiff arm the guy here, all right? Remember, you're learning to move your body in range. If your body is not in range, if your body is not bringing you into Tanzal range to do that hit, you are not going to develop the proper distance. You want to be in stopping distance of the person, meaning I could potentially stop him with the hit. If I hit this way right here, that's not stopping the opponent. That is going to be touching, tagging the opponent. That's no good. If I'm a little closer, now that's going to be annoying power to the opponent. Still not stopping. If I need to potentially learn to bring myself in range to maximize my hit, I need to know where the Tanzal range is. So that when my body's coming forward with that, it's supporting the arm. So that I feel the tension and the support behind that, the stretch more specifically. Now I can come in and unload on that. So that's why when you do the drills, make sure your body's moving forward and it's not just your static arm drills. So back to the control part of it. When I'm here, I don't just stiff arm that and go forward. I need to learn how to execute power. Well, if you understand just simply how to walk, you'll learn to ultimately execute power. But to do that means you have to wind up a little bit first, just like when you step. The swinging leg winds up. When I touch the ground, that's executing the power of a leg onto the ground. And then it ultimately recovers, and then the process starts over with the next leg. Wind up, execute, recover. Wind up, execute, recover. The same thing when I want to go in and do the ultimate control hand with that. When I'm here, I don't just come in here, stiff arm that, but I need to wind up just a little bit. Now I come in, Pak, execute the power of the POC. I'm feeling the invisible line to the center, and then I open up that line of attack, all while maintaining that connection to him. And if you do that correctly, you'll feel that center of gravity where the person is. Why is that important into the future as far as learning to apply power? If I don't have this control hand properly executed, it does many things. But two of the big things that it does is, one, it allows me to maintain, obviously, connection to him. So that when I'm here and I go to POC punch, and if he was to try to do any motion to block that, yeah, I'm connected to him, I can feel that, and I can apply my next motions to that, no problem. Because I'm in connection with that person. You could say just like two dance partners. They are connected to one another through the hands, or wherever they're touching. Then you know where the partner is at the time. But more deeply looking into how to effectively strike somebody is that if I just punch Phil here, and I go, even if I'm in the perfect stopping range here, and I go to hit him, yeah, I can hit him with some level of release, relaxation, and even like kind of ground him a little bit through the punch, but it's still going to push him backwards a little bit. That's the whole inch punch thing, all that is a push. Push, it means power is dissipating as the extension's happening. Yeah, could it stop somebody? Potentially, depending on your application and your skill level and the person and how tough and resolute that person may be. But I want that person to be grounded. So if he has his hands up and I come to do, a lock punch here, this lock punch in this case, I feel I'm a little stiff. So yeah, now I'm pulling him just slightly forward with that and just a little bit forward. And now from here, I'm grounding him, not letting him move. Now he can't fall backwards into that. If my right hand's not controlling that, he's gonna go backwards. I don't want him to go backwards. So when I come from here, I'm pulling him into my motion, but I'm not pulling this way. It's because my body's circling with that. But notice the lap saw still stays forward in front of me. My lap saw arm is not just going off to the side. You need to develop proper connection, coordination, so that you can stay within the triangle. So when I'm here, I go forward with that. Now, if I were to, without moving my arm, still in front of my body. So that turns. All right? So the question is, are you doing all of those things when you're working on your controlling hands? Good luck. Let's go.